Ancient Egyptians married their siblings and children. Marriage in ancient Egypt existed to regulate property. There was no legal ceremony for a marriage. The bride moved her belongings to the groom's house. Afterward, they were considered married. Men didn't marry until they had their own home. They could usually afford one by the age of 15 to 20. Girls were sometimes married at 12 years old. The marriage was thought to extend into the afterlife. Chastity before marriage wasn't considered important. Illegitimacy carried no stigma. This helped partners to ensure their compatibility. The husband was expected to provide for his wife. He had to please her and ensure her happiness. In return, she had to take care of the household. The man was seen as the master of the home, but his wife wasn't considered subordinate to him. A marriage in ancient Egypt often involved a contract. It specified the price the groom paid the bride's family. The document detailed items that belonged to the wife. It also specified what would be paid to her in divorce. The agreement was compiled by the bride's father. It was then signed in the presence of witnesses. It was the only documentary evidence of a marriage. Divorce involved no legal proceedings. The exception was in the instance of the wife's infidelity. Wives were expected to be faithful to their husbands. Those who weren't were sometimes put to death. They were stoned or burned at the stake. Men had the majority of the wealth in ancient Egypt. They paid spousal support to the wife until she remarried. Royal marriages usually occurred between family members. They were thought to preserve the purity of the lineage. Royals were thought to be gods on earth. They emulated their deities, Osiris and Isis. Osiris and Isis were siblings married to each other. Many babies born in such marriages didn't survive. Cleopatra was married to both of her brothers. Neither of the marriages produced offspring. King Tutankhamun married his half-sister Ankh-Senamun. They were married when they were about 10 years old. They had 2 daughters, both of whom were stillborn. King Tut had medical problems and died at 18 years old. This probably happened because his parents were siblings. Some pharaohs married their own children. Ramesses II took his daughter Meridamun as a wife. Among non-royals, sibling marriage wasn't widespread. It became more popular during the time of Roman rule. Parents could have encouraged their kids to marry each other. This way, their wealth wouldn't split. However, brother-sister marriage may be hard to detect. The term sister was often used for wife. It indicated the strength of the bond between spouses. The man could have been adopted into his wife's family. This would have given her parents financial stability.